Hello guys, welcome to the channel, Bob here. As you can see, we're back in Everquest again, and I'm playing a different character, which I'll explain in a second. I'm going to try and show you some gameplay in and around Blackburrow today, which is a gnoll dungeon. Had a bit of reputation back in the day, but it didn't seem half as scary as it used to. Where the hell is this gnoll going? Holy smoke! He's gone round there. That's a zone point round there, so if I go round there, I'm going to zone out. Or I'm going to zone through to Blackburrow. Here he comes. There you go. Oh, I don't need to blast him. Oh, I do need to blast him. For God's sake, Mr. Knoll. Dead. There we go. Didn't get an experience for that, but I'll explain that as well shortly. I can't even loot him, I don't think, because as soon as I... dear. Let's go outside. So this is the Qeynos Hills outside. This is where the entrance to Blackburrow is. Holy smoke. Well, the old gnolls are... I'm hoping I can show you some gameplay, some combat with gnolls, but the old gnolls are very popular at the moment by the looks of things, which I'll also explain. There's a couple of quests around here that are really good. One of them involves the gnolls. Basically, you just massacre as many gnolls as you can, and they drop... What do they drop? They drop... gnoll fangs. So you take the gnoll fangs, you go and give them to an NPC in Qeynos, which I'll probably show you before we finish. That'd be quite interesting. Have a look at Qeynos, particularly the gate. I love Qeynos gate. It's always been one of my favourite sort of views. It's really good. Yeah, but you take the gnoll fangs, give them to an NPC, and you get loads of experience for it. Essentially, it's one of those. I think it's one of the few quests in Everquest that actually give you a lot of experience for actually completing the quest. There aren't too many quests like that in Everquest. There are a lot of quests, more than you would think, because a lot of the NPCs don't have a glowing sort of question mark over their head. But by the same token, yeah, not much that gives you bags of XP. What have we got here? Bottom of broke. I've got that already, haven't I? Yeah, I've already got that. So that's the first quest, and you should do that quest if you play a human. Or even if you can get here easily, just do it, because the amount of experience you get for turning in is amazing. You get loads of experience. I mean, I've been doing it since about level 5 or 6 now, and I've got up to sort of level 11, I suppose, quite soon. Once I turn in a few more teeth, really quickly, sort of turn in 25 teeth or so, and you can get a level you get a whole level at certain levels. It's amazing. So remember that quest. I'll show you the NPC during the footage, so you know where to go. But a lot of these gnolls I'm not getting any XP for, and some of them don't have teeth either, which is which is a bit of a pain in the arse. But it really doesn't matter, because eventually you get enough teeth, and the teeth still give you great experience. It's a bit better probably doing it in Blackburrow, but there's a caster in there when I was in there just now. Essentially sort of cleared the whole place out, I think, so there weren't any gnolls there, and they do take a little while to spawn. So yeah, I'll go back in there in a second. I'll just kill some of these dudes outside for their teeth. Yeah, but as I said, it's worth doing, even if you're not getting any experience for the gnolls anymore, just with a chance to get a tooth. And I've been a bit unlucky here. Not too many not too many teeth. But yeah, you will find some gnolls inside. I'm level 10, and there are still some gnolls inside that are blue and light blue and dark blue. So, and I'm assuming that Blackburrow must have a zone experience modifier as well. So it's probably quite good to be in there, actually. But I thought I'd come out here and let the ones inside spawn. I mean, I guess that the person inside it could be a high level character, really just clearing the crap out of all of the gnolls, going round and round and round just for the teeth, in which case it might be difficult for me to show you much gameplay in there. No teeth. Well, that's unusual, I have to say. Normally they're a bit more, you find them a bit more frequent than that. Oh, there's a little light blue one. Let's go and give him a bash. Yeah, so new character, Druid. The sort of topic for this video is the crippling condition that is not being able to decide which class to stick with, or class, race, combination, or character, whatever you wanna call it, because it's actually affected my enjoyment of the game now. And if I'm perfectly honest, it's affected my enjoyment of pretty much every MMO that I've played. For some reason, I just cannot play a class and stick with it. I've kind of spoken about this before, but I thought we'd go into it in a bit more in depth, because I know that it's quite a common thing actually. If you read forums and stuff, you'll get people talking about it there. Certainly I have before anyway, and I've sort of spoken to people about it sort of in game and stuff as well. It's a strange one. I'm just trying to come up with reasons sort of why it happens, because as I said, it is affecting my enjoyment of the game, and it always has done. It's ever since I've been playing MMOs, and sometimes it even sort of pushes into single player games as well, which again is even more bizarre really. Let's head back into Blackburrow. But there's a few reasons why I think it happens. I think the first thing, obviously, is that it must be a personality trait. It has to be. There has to be something there anyway, I think, on top of other stuff that sort of escalate the issue. And for me that's true. I have a similar sort of problem in real life, mainly with sort of buying equipment. Obviously, there's some things you can't do anything about in real life. Job, family, kids. You can't just you can't keep chopping and changing them. Because you can't decide which ones you want. That's you just can't do that. But with, like, for example, recently, one of the examples that I've had recently is, I've been trying to find my perfect gaming monitor, for example, which I realise doesn't exist. TN panels are more responsive, IPS panels, colours are better. You can't really have the best of both yet, unfortunately. It's kind of I'm looking for something that's not currently available, unfortunately. But it's the same sort of thing. I've had quite a few monitors recently in a very short space of time, where I'll buy one. I'm kind of not, it's not quite right, or I see a review of another monitor, I'll send the one that I've bought back. More often than not, I try to send them back within the sort of the thing where you can send something back within 7 working days if you buy it from the internet. I can't remember what it's called. I should do, shouldn't I? Distance selling regulations, I think it's called. Yeah. So I try and send stuff I buy back under that sort of moniker, just so that I don't lose any money, really. But I have lost money on monitors. I've bought them and I've left it too long. I've decided I want to try another one, so I've sold a monitor, lost a bit of money on it. And it's a similar sort of thing. I just can't stick with the one monitor. I'll see another monitor and think, actually, I like looks of that one. That one kind of could be better, And I think it's similar with classes. I'm not sure if it's a grass is greener thing, because I don't look at other people's things and think, well, I want those. It's just stuff that it's difficult to explain. But I'm looking for something that's going to be ideal, I guess, maybe is part of the problem, and there is no such thing. So maybe that's where the issue comes from. You're always looking for something that's going to be the ideal, but it's not quite. It's just not quite there, and that's certainly, I think that's a pretty similar thing with classes here. We've not been able to sort of stick with a class. So that's the first reason. I think it's definitely a psychological thing. There is a necromancer here going around slaughtering all the gnolls. So I killed a few on that side, but these ones that spawned recently are all dead. So I imagine that she's probably just looting teeth. So and probably higher level than me, so he's going to be killing them a lot quicker, which is a bit of a shame. I was hoping to show you sort of some gameplay, and the server's is very quiet at the moment, so I thought I might get away with it, but clearly not. There's another character as well, so it seems that the gnolls are very popular, and I'm not surprised. Oh, there we go. There's the. She's the same level as me, actually. I'm not surprised that they're camped so much, because that quest is a very good one to do. Although she is a dark elf. Maybe she knows a trick where she can hand the teeth in. Maybe, I'm not sure, because I'd assume that she would be killed on sight. But there you go. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. The second thing I would say is partly to do with other games that you've come from. I came from Everquest. The first proper MMO I played was Ultra Online, and I came from Everquest directly from that. And the Ultra Online system, as anyone probably knows, it is the skill sort of class system, whatever you want to call it, is very flexible. So you've got a set of skills, and you've got a set of skill points, and essentially you can kind of really choose to be whatever you want to be. You know, if you want to be, I mean, some of the skills that the game's got, like mage, barding, you know, animal taming, fencing, sword fighter, archery, you know, blacksmithing, woodworker, leather worker, whatever. And you could essentially have a character, and you could sort of pick from those skills the ones that you wanted. It wasn't. There was a certain limitation. I mean, you only had a certain amount of skill points. You know, there was a maximum amount of skill points that you had to use. So you couldn't get proficient in every skill. But what it did allow you to do, for example, you know, I mean, if you liked sword fighting and barding, you could be a bard and a sword fighter, or a sword fighter and an archer, a mage and a bard, you know, mage and animal tamer. So yeah, if there was sort of two or three skills that you really liked the looked of, you could sort of go into them, put points into them, and become proficient at them. And I'm pretty sure that you could pretty much. I'm trying to think exactly how many skill points you had. I think it was 700 and something offhand. I can't remember exactly now. But you certainly had enough skill points to sort of master a couple of ways of fighting. There's a tooth. Finally. Yes, sorry. You certainly had enough points to master a couple of ways of sort of dealing with the environment. and these skills were the main skills. They were the big skills. You know, you could just be a bard if you wanted it. It was, you know, it was sort of good enough just to be a bard, or you could just be an animal tamer if you wanted. But the game allowed you to put points into skills that you wanted to use. I guess, you know, things that you're interested in, and it was just a lot more flexible. And coming to Everquest from that, I think probably I was probably spoiled a bit. I think really. I mean that was a. I'm not sure why other MMO sort of developers haven't sort of gone down a similar track. I know The Secret World has done something quite similar recently, but I guess when Everquest came out, it was very popular, probably more popular than Ultra Online after a period of time, and it used a class system. You know, so I guess other developers thought, well, you know, that's the way we'll go. That seems to be the most popular. But I think also, I guess probably it's easier to balance. It's easier to develop and balance a class system rather than sort of having a system where a character can choose lots of different skills. There were lots of different sort of variations and variables. Maybe that's one of the reasons. But I certainly think that didn't help the situation. You know, coming from a game where you could effectively. I mean, I didn't like all the skills in Ultra Online, so effectively I could create a couple of characters. And they would kind of pretty much cover what I liked. I quite like barding and animal taming. I quite liked archery. I quite like magery in the game. So I kind of a couple of characters, and you know, find out which ones that you prefer sort of to. But then I was going to say, find out which ones you prefer. You know, that work best for you, and pick a couple of them to use on a character. But even then, I suppose that could be a bit of a nightmare if you couldn't decide that. But I don't remember having a similar problem in. Ultima Online. There's another Knoll Fang. Cool. I need to find some more Knolls. I think there's a couple over here. Yeah, so as I was saying, sorry, getting a bit sidetracked. I think sort of, you know, partly to do with the games that you played. You know, I came from a system that was very flexible into a system where, I mean, okay, yeah, spellcaster gets lots of different spells. But I still think it's not as flexible, you know, as the Ultra Online system. Although very good. I mean, I love, you know, I'm still playing Everquest now. Or, you know, sort of however long later it is, you know. So obviously it did something right, and I like it. But yeah, I think that was one of the reasons. I think the last one probably also is to do with the classes that you play. Now, Druid here is quite apt, really. I'm playing a Druid because back on live I played mostly Druids. And I think that had a massive effect on the situation as well. On where the hell's he going? Been attacked by a putrid skeleton as well. Stop running away. A rabid grizzly there. I've got to be careful of that. There's another quest involving rabid grizzlies, I think, which is quite good as well. Come on. No teeth. Well, skeleton can't even hit me, so I don't know what I was worried about particularly. let's have a close up of the skeleton. Yeah, I started playing a druid on live, and essentially all I played through my time playing Everquest when it first came out were druids, really. And the problem with druids, I think, as a first class, is that they're so convenient. I mean, they're freakishly convenient almost. They're kind of, they're kind of jack of all trades, masters of none. So from a grouping point of view, they don't seem to be too popular. People don't go out of their way to sort of group with a druid, particularly if there's a shaman or an enchanter available, for example. So they've kind of got that. They've kind of got that reputation. But the problem is that from the point of view of moving about the environment and sort of manipulating the environment, they're really, really convenient, and that's the problem, I think, because once you've played a character that really is convenient, and you can sort of travel around really easily, and pretty much move without, obviously, if you're in a if you're in an area that if you're sort of in a zone that's far above your level, obviously not as relevant, but so certainly you could move around the environment very easily. And with EverQuest, that's quite important because the environment's really dangerous. And it's nice if you can move about easily, and that your deaths are much less because of the spells and skills that you've got. And that was certainly the case with the druid, and I think I was a bit spoiled, actually. I kind of tried to play other classes, but at the time anyway, playing a class that didn't have Spirit of Wolf, I sort of was a bit just a bit maddening. And then when you can't port yourself about, that's another thing that is just an inconvenience on other classes. So that sort of thing, that ability to travel around, I think one of the reasons why I like the druid so much is because I quite like outdoor zones. I like travelling around and exploring outdoor zones. Even now I like doing it, whatever game I'm playing. And again, the druid is probably second to none for that, really. So I think a mixture of all those things has sort of led to a situation where I sort of end up essentially not disliking, but sometimes just sort of giving up on MMOs, throwing in a towel because I can't settle on one class. I do look at some high level characters sometimes. When I say high level, I'm talking about high level for me. If I see someone who's about sort of 40, 45, even 35, I suppose, I think to myself, I'm really envious. Look, that guy's 40th level. I wish I could get to 40th level. But it's a bit of a struggle. But that's not to say that I'm going to give up the game. I'm not. I'm enjoying playing the game. Most people seem to forget there's a knoll up here when they're fighting, and there he is. Whoever's in here has forgotten that there is a knoll up here. So we're on top of the world fighting a knoll. Cool. But I'm going to carry on playing the game. I'm not going to let it put me off. I just enjoy being in the game and in the environment. I'm not sure if that makes sense. But I love the graphical style. Oh my god, have I knocked him off? Oh, shit. Oh no, there he is. Where did you go? Yeah, I love the graphical style. I love the atmosphere and the environment. So I'll always, now all the while I'm able to log in, while this server's going, I'll always kind of be logging in, whatever it may be. Maybe that's the way to look at it. Maybe I think to myself, eventually I'll get somewhere. Just keep logging in and playing, in enjoying the game, and don't think too much about the negative side of having about 15 different characters on the go. I'm just trying to give you a rundown of the ones I'm sort of playing at the moment. The druid here, this particular druid is only level 10, but he's been going for quite some time. I started him pretty much right at the beginning. Not because I thought I was going to sort of play him particularly. Oh, he's got a bow. Look at that. Hunting bow. I picked that up. Cool. Not because I was going to play him particularly. It was more to do with the fact that I guess I was kind of thinking that maybe I'll get it up to a certain point where he can port around a little bit to make some money. But I did say to myself when I came to Project 1999 that I wasn't going to play a druid. I wanted to do something different. I wanted to experience something different. So that's kind of why he stayed at level 10, the fellow. But I've got my shaman on the go. He's level 14 still, and I quite like him. I got my mage, who's about level 17, and I'm quite liking that. See, that's I keep quite liking. Actually, I really like them, but you know, obviously there's something about them or me that's stopping me going further with them. And I got my enchanter, of course, so I think he's probably more likely to be the class. I do like him, you know, so versatile. Doesn't have the travel, but that's fine. You know, that's the way it goes. But so versatile in other areas, so that may be the one that I stick with. And I quite enjoyed doing the Steen of Magog quest. I've got 2 parts for that to put up. I think part 1's up already. I'll put part 2 up at some point soon. Yeah, but that's awesome as well. You know, just that doing a quest like that and getting to the end of it and feeling like you've accomplished something, that was really good. And I couldn't have done it, I don't think, if I wasn't the enchanter. Maybe, you know, there are certain situations that made it much easier as an enchanter, and so yeah, very versatile. So yeah, he's more than likely going to be the one that gets somewhere. I also bought some. You'll probably see in one of the Steen and Magog videos while I was in Eredin. I bought some snazzy illusions as well, which I'm just like I'm a sucker for that kind of thing. You know, turning my character into an elemental or a skeleton or something, or a werewolf. Yeah, I love that kind of thing. So I picked up a few of those while I was in the Eredin library, but you'll see those probably in the next video. Daylight's coming, which is quite good as a human. The vision's not as bad on here as it was on live. I don't think humans can see a bit better than they could before. Than they could on live, but it's still a bit dark. What I might do is let's memorise gate. Let's go and just take you to Qeynos and show you Qeynos. I do like the area there. I love the front gate. It's awesome. It's quite a I think it's quite an iconic an iconic scene, Everquest scene. Here we go. I'm pretty sure I'm bound just outside the Qeynos gate. And the sun's just coming up as well, so I quite like the colours that you get on the sunrise and sunset. I'm not sure if we'll see the effect too much. Let's have a look. But I thought what I'd do is I'll just show you the NPC where you turn the teeth into. Oh, holy smoke. Someone there died a few times. Fisherman. I don't get the whole crazy name thing. It's raining again. It's always bloody raining in this game. It really is. Raining must be turned up a lot higher than it was in live. I think it really does rain a lot. Anyway, this is Qeynos Gate. Look at that, awesome. I love that. I might take a screenshot of that and put it on my desktop. That's amazing. That is. Look at that. Iconic view of one of the places in Everquest. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and show you. Let's go and show you where you turn in the teeth. I don't think I've got enough to get a level, so I don't think we'll level up. But I'm still getting a fair amount of experience. Certainly enough for it to be worth carrying on with. One of the only things I think you've got to be careful with this quest. I think I'm right in thinking that it lowers your faction with the corrupt guards, possibly. And if you're not careful, I think potentially you could find yourself in a spot of bother. What I'm looking I think it's actually in South Qeynos, the area that I want, possibly not North Qeynos. That's Temple of Life there. Let's have a look around. I'm probably lost, but I mean, you know, you're probably used to being lost if you've seen any of my Thief the Dark Project videos. You'll know that I spend quite a lot of time being lost. I don't think it's here. I think I need to zone through to. I think I need to go through to South Qeynos. Let's have a look. Definitely not there. This is a zone. Let's zone through. Hope it doesn't crash. Not sure if it's the same for everyone, but I'm having some problems with it crashing recently. Where when I zone through, sometimes it just doesn't make it. You don't get there. It used to happen once or twice when I first started playing, but it seems to be happening with more frequency lately. Not that I'm complaining, you know, holy smoke. It's Everquest, it's amazing and it's free. So yeah, I'm not going to moan. I've got I've got something to show you actually. I'm assuming everyone must have. I just spoiled Joffrey. You spoiled it. He was a spaz, Joffrey, wasn't he? Yeah, I don't know if everyone's probably seen it, you know. But there's a Joffrey and Sansa. Look at that, awesome. Both got little flutes there. I bet I know where Sansa would like to stick her flute. Holy smoke. Anyway, yeah, Joffrey and Sansa. Look at that, a Game of Thrones Easter egg. Pretty awesome. I'm sure everyone's seen it by now, but there you go. The books came out a couple of years before the game, so yeah, it's definitely a Game of Thrones thing, which is a bit of a bugbear of mine actually. Game of Thrones recently. I mean, I read the first book sort of way back when it first came out, and the TV programs come out, and suddenly everyone's an expert, and that pee you off when you're into something. I know it's a bit of a geeky, precious thing. It does annoy you when you're into something, and no one gives a damn about it until they stick it on bloody television. Yeah, and then suddenly it's suddenly everyone's an expert. That's bloody. I find it annoying anyway. I'm sure no one else does. There you go. Anyway, great. I was hoping to show you. Here it is. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, in the arena. Now up on, you need to go up here. Up on the balcony there's an NPC called Captain Tillin, who you give the teeth to. There he is. I do love humans in plate mail. A lot of people seem to prefer like wood elves or half elves, but I love the human look. Yeah, pretty neat. Here he is anyway, Captain Tillin. Well, I've got 8 teeth. Okay. So you can give him 4 at a time. That's no problem. There we go. He does give you a load of moonstones that you can turn into some barman for another quest, but you don't really get much for that, so I don't bother doing it. So as you can see, I've still got a fair amount of experience there. Maybe if I was sitting somewhere with a constant stream of did that one individually, maybe shouldn't have done that. Yeah, maybe if I was in an area where I had a constant stream of sort of blues, where I could just keep pulling and killing. Yeah, I mean maybe that would be better experience, but yeah, I actually think that's still worth doing. I'll be going back to Blackburrow. To carry on. And you can see Blackburrow was quite busy as well of characters around my level, so it's a popular quest. So remember that if ever you're in Qeynos, remember that quest, because it certainly does help you get up in the levels pretty quickly. Let's just gate back to the Qeynos gate. Actually, I need to go and see the merchant. I'm carrying lots of stuff that's weighing me down. There is another quest that I'll quickly show you the items for, which nets you about sort of 10 platter go, I think, which is amazing, amazing money at this level. Yeah, I mean, it's really been helping with my spells so far. I've still got a fair bit left there as well. But what you're looking for is what are they? Top of broken. There's a top and a bottom of a broken staff. There we go, those two. Large cloth cap. I should be wearing that, shouldn't I? I can't wear a cloth cap? Okay. Top and bottom of staff. They drop from Knoll. Are they Knoll? Is it Knoll Watchers? I think maybe. Just back where I was before, outside Blackburrow. There's some Knolls there. Knoll Hunters. Sorry, kill Knoll Hunters. Get the top and the bottom of the staff. But he doesn't want that. Tartan doesn't want that either. Yeah, and take those into in the Qeynos Hill zone. Take them into, what's the place called? I only got 5 gold for a cracked staff. Wow, my faction must be really low with this dude. He looks upon you warmly. Oh, okay. 5 gold for a cracked staff. They used to be a plat, didn't they? Plat each. Okay. Well, I don't know what's going there. Maybe he's just a tight-fisted bugger. How much is the bow? Gold for the bow. I'll sell that. Yeah, sorry. Take. I'm trying to think of what the place is called. It's the if you start a druid or a ranger, it's the ranger section. Jagged Pine Forest, which is actually quite near Blackburrow. So take those 2 bits of staff there. Give them to an NPC. Not any NPC, of course. Find out which one first, and then give it to them. Yeah, and you'll be laughing. Anyway, guys, that's been this video. I think I'll stop there. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be back soon. Thanks for watching.